Who says that we've wasted too much time yammering over this old budget for a year that is now half over. Time to set our sights on the new budget for the year that is just around the bend. With me now, Alaska Senator Mark Begich. Now, Senator, you're, of course, talking about the one that is the source of this great debate as to whether we'll have a shutdown or not. You say move on. By move on, what does that mean?
Well, for example, we've already suggested up to $70 billion worth of cuts. I know the House has about $100 billion. I figure, that's a good place to just stop, get done, and get on to 2012. Because here's why. And I was listening to your last, debate, I would say, or question and answer with the Congresswoman. The 2012 is really where we got to look at the whole picture. And, we can argue, was it Democrats, was it Republicans? That's irrelevant. For all the reasons you said, we got a debt in front of us. We got a deficit that's significant. We're going to have some tough love here, some hard decisions to make. As you know, like on my website, I've listed ideas that we should cut in the billions of dollars. I've signed on to a letter supporting the efforts of the Debt Commission, which is $4 trillion. Nothing is going to be easy. Everybody that believes their piece of the pie has to be sacred and not touched. We got to deal with it all, and it's not going to be fun. But while we're in this 2011 debate, we can't get on with the bigger picture. Most people, when I go back home, they think we're talking about the 2012 budget.
But what do you make of that? But that's a very good point, Senator. And to be fair, you have been ahead of this, responding to the Debt Commission, offering ideas. And I tip my hat to you on that. Even though I don't wear hats, but if I had one, I would tip it. But I will say this, Senator, that the argument for getting serious about this budget that isn't a budget, that's half over if it were a budget, is that if we can't come up with ideas to save billions, how are we ever going to address saving trillions?
Well, I would say this. First off, and I think you would agree with me, it's an embarrassment that, we're doing this budget this way. I mean, businesses don't do it, families don't do it. And here's the problem. We're working in a short-term vacuum here. Every day we're trying to do this and that.
We're in that predicament because, and again, blame is equally shared, but we had a chance to deal with this budget and never did then. So now that's what's got us in this pickle, right?
I'm not disagreeing with you, Neil, but what we should do is get this one closed off and then get some breathing room here and have some real discussion on the 2012 budget. I think that's where we need to go. And I think we're closer than ever to get this deal done. Again, we moved up to over $70 billion. We're close. We're arguing over just little bits and pieces, which is ridiculous. And
Having said that, then, is it your sense, Senator, Harry Reid, we know is going to be speaking later on today, I think, if he hasn't already, the message he's supposed to send is, stand your ground, don't give an inch. To me, Senator, to me that sounds like we are going to shut down.
Well, I would tell you today, my odds keep changing every hour around here. As you know, nothing stays the same every minute around this place. I think there's a 50-50 chance we'll be pushed into a shutdown, leaning toward a shutdown. But, at the end of the day, the government has to operate. You're going to have to fund it. The budget battles will come and go. But the real issue today is we got to move to the bigger issue. And I think a lot of people who've been here way too long are spending their time having these political fights when really the American people, Alaskans tell me over and over again, get this spending under control, get a sustainable budget. It doesn't mean to solve it overnight, because there's no way you can solve this overnight. But we got to have a strategy over the next 5, 10 years and lay it out. And I have laid out some ideas. As you know, on the website, you and I have had great conversations about this over the last year. And I'm one of those Democrats who's willing to, bite the bullet, deal with these issues. As a former mayor, we had to have tough decisions. You don't get the luxury of the easy ones. Those are all gone.
You're right.
I wish those easy decisions.
And I will give you credit, Senator. You do want to move the ball forward, and I'm all for moving the ball forward. But we do have a lot of nuts kind of in the sauce here. But
I agree. And one of the things we've done, a couple of amendments. I supported something that Senator Coburn did. I just signed on to another one today that's going to get rid of surplus property that the federal government has. Okay. But trying to make a message and say, let's get on with the long term. But we got a little skirmish going on, a little political gamesmanship. Okay. And Senator, yeah, I think, and hopefully they'll get straight. And the next few days we'll be on with the bigger show.
Thank you, sir. Always good having you.
Thanks, Neil. Good to see you.
You think it's Democrat?